them be defended as employees of the city, as they should be. That's what I'm asking for. Thank you. All right.
Hi, my name is Robin Smiley. I'm a 50-year resident of Keat Street in Sunset Park. I'm also a member of Sunset Park Area Homeowners Association and the chairman of the committee, the ad hoc committee, to preserve our creek. The creek that I'm talking about is 5 blocks long. It's been there virtually forever. I've got 1920s aerial photographs that show it before the place was even developed. And it came to our attention just recently that the city mobility department, stormwater department, have a project 90% completed that would turn our creek into a industrial seawall lined drainage ditch. 22 feet wide, which is even wider than the ditch that's right over here in Gandy, which is pretty big to begin with. And at first, we were all pretty much upset about the appearance of it. You know, why didn't they come to us and ask our opinions of how we could do this? Why didn't they get involved with us? Why did they just spend 3 years at this before they even made a public outreach to us, which was very little, by a hired PR gun, not by the different departments themselves. So now, though, we've discovered a bigger issue. When we got hold of the plan, some of our residents, some of our members of our board, our committee, are licensed civil engineers living in Sunset Park. Some of our members are lawyers. One of them is a lawyer for developers that deals with green issues. So we've got a real good resources that looked at this and said, one of the engineers said to us, well, wait a minute, you're all upset about the looks of this thing. We should be much more upset about what this will do for tidal floodwaters when we have a storm off coast pushing 90-mile-an-hour eastward winds on a high tide phase. You're going to have stormwater, not stormwater, tide water in your homes 5 blocks in from the bay. So we're heavily involved in this thing, and we're trying to find how to move forward and everything. But here's the bottom line, Mayor. We have a real problem getting anybody from the city to talk to us. We've contacted Stormwater. We've contacted Mobility. I've even contacted Sustainability because we're facing global warming and those rising tides. And to date, I've only been called by 2 different PR contractors that have contracts not with the city, but with a contracting company hoping to get this $7 million project, pretty much whitewashing it. I've talked to people who live on the creek that have been in face, met with these people, and I said, what do you say? Oh, they're just gonna clean up the ditch for us. They're just gonna, well.
Okay. Well, let me, but because I have to go to a ribbon cutting here shortly, and I don't want to cut anybody else down. I've seen all of the plans, I've been briefed, and we can, how many are other individuals here that are concerned about, because, okay, good. So I can have, Vic can briefly go over some of the issues right now, and then he can stay after and answer specific questions. I have been briefed on that particular project, and I do understand that there's neighborhood.
Sure thing.
I think you said it. You don't want to hear the answer?
No, Mayor, this is an add-on.
I'm trying to be polite. You use the words thoughtful, intentional vision of the city. Our involvement is shown that maybe it's not thoughtful, but it is intentional. So just be quiet, whatever. You've used the word collaborative. Okay, that hasn't existed. As a 35-year resident, I know flooding when it was really bad. It's getting better. But the other thing that's probably been part of this city is protection of Grand Oaks. Okay, an absolute non-caring, who gives a whatever, is almost just so disappointing for what the tremendous part of the city is. So, you know, and if I could send you emails, you would be throwing those people under the bus. That's not the point. The point is it really going to be a collaborative effort? And if, you know, in a few words it'd be great, but it's after today that matters. Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it is, there is collaboration in that, you know, if you are having issues with any of our team members, you know, from the time I took office, the position was, it's a can-do attitude. How can I help you get this done, as opposed to, here's the reasons it can't be done. And so, and many of you have heard me joke about anybody who utters the phrase, this is the way we've always done it, will be shot at dawn. So those are the kind of things that we're looking for, innovative approaches and ideas, and through collaboration. And I take a little bit of personal issue with the suggestion that we don't pay any attention to the trees. We have a lot of rogue individuals out there that are cutting trees down, and we are addressing those as quickly as we possibly can, to the point of actually pulling individuals' licenses so they won't be able to ever do business again. And I think that sends a resounding message to others. Vic?
Mayor, yeah, sure thing. And very valid points, Mr. Smiley. We did exchange emails, but I did not personally follow up. And I do intend to sit down with the community and discuss your concerns. As things stand, the project is being reevaluated. We're going to take 6 months to, one, digest the community's concerns with loss of vegetation, with aesthetics, with capacity itself. We will absolutely take that time. We will be updating council, who has asked us to give them a status update on March 17th as well for the same. But I'd like to highlight 3 things. One is the reason we did not engage as much as we did for the Virginia Park Neighborhood Association Pipes project was because we didn't realize the need for this project until that design was advanced. And the recommendation from the Pipes project for Virginia Park Association, that's further away from Sunset Park, was that we need more stormwater capacity. The other is, and we know that we need stormwater capacity. Just last year, we had 8 storms of over 2 inches in 1 hour in different parts of the city. This is beyond what even our current specifications for stormwater calls for, which is designing for a 5-year storm. We're talking about 25-year storms happening every year. The other part of it is the Lamb Canal. You're right, the 5-block area does outfall, but it has always been connected to Manhattan and Virginia Park. So that is one of the connections in the outfall opportunities. The alternative to any kind of work on Lamb Canal would be significant intrusion under the roadway of additional piping systems, which also have effects probably much more detrimental to your front yards rather than backyards in certain cases. But all that to say, we have heard you. We have not done a great job of maybe conveying to you directly and in person. We will also, after this meeting, sit down and talk with our stormwater chief engineer, who can walk through any other concerns that you may have. But know that this project is not moving forward. Because it says 90% design on the plans or 95% design on the plans does not mean we won't take into consideration the neighborhood's concerns. So please know that, but our goal is to manage a much larger problem. And yes, your neighbor did point out that we could have backflow of water during king tides. We have daylight flooding issues today. Those are things we will look at, we have looked at. It's our job now to make sure that we demonstrate what we find, and then we can work out what the best solution going forward is. So if we haven't given you great service, my apologies for it, but we will be accessible, and after this meeting, I'll share with you how to engage with us.
Thank you.
All right, and also it looks like everybody's getting with their particular neighborhood